Dear God, you know me better than I know myself. You know what lives inside my chest, even when I try to hide, disguise, or keep quiet. I don't need to find the right words to get close to you, because you already hear the whispers that spring from my soul before I even recognize them. You see beyond what I show, beyond what I say, beyond what I let slip in hurried prayers. You delve deeply into my being and understand everything that is hidden in the most secret corners of my heart. When I am confused, you understand. When I am silent, you listen. When I am tired and don't know where to start, you are already there, with your compassion and your patience, ready to welcome me. There's no need for masks before you. You know who I am in every detail. You know my most silent pains, and also the desires that I have not yet had the courage to name. You know my internal struggles, my weaknesses, and also the sincere intentions that live inside me. It is so comforting to know that I can simply be, that I don't need to pretend to be okay or hide my fears or uncertainties. Before you, I can take a deep breath and rest in the certainty that I am understood. You don't judge the confusing thoughts that surround me. You don't walk away when I weaken. You don't give up when I fail. You remain, you know me deeply, and yet you choose to stay by my side. This constrains and strengthens me at the same time. There are days when I don't even understand what I'm feeling, but you understand. There are times when the lump in my throat won't go away, when words won't come out, when everything seems silent. But you interpret even the silence. You translate my tears, decipher my sighs, and transform my chaos into prayer. Your presence is constant even when my heart closes or when my strength runs out. You don't walk away because you don't understand. On the contrary, you come even closer. When the weight of life seems to bend me, you know the exact measure of what I carry. When I try to maintain control and fail, you already foresee the fall and prepare the support. When I feel lost in myself, you are the one who finds me again. I don't need to shout to be heard. I don't need to argue to be welcomed. My deepest thoughts, those that I haven't even formulated, are enough, and you already know them exactly. This consoles me and gives me the courage to keep walking. You are the one who probes the intentions behind actions. You know when I seek to do the right thing, even when I stumble. You know when I want to do good, even when I carry imperfections. You see the heart and not just the appearance. You understand me in my entirety. This truth sustains me, because even in the hours when I don't feel worthy, you continue to look at me with tenderness. Even on the days when I can't find the words to pray, you remain attentive to everything that pulses within me. There's beauty in knowing that I can trust you completely, that I can open my heart without fear of rejection or reprimand. You are not distant or indifferent. You are close, engaging, caring. Your listening is active. Your patience is infinite. You understand me deeply and with love. And so, I give you what is most intimate within me. Even that which I have not yet understood, I place before your attentive gaze, because I know that you will take care of each part with wisdom and zeal. Of all the certainties I can have in life, the most comforting is this: you know me. You know the outlines of my story, the paths I have taken, the mistakes I have made, the lessons I have learned. You know my victories and also my falls. You know my secrets, my dreams, my pains and hopes. You know everything, and yet you choose to love me constantly. This gives me the courage to be transparent, to no longer hide, to live truthfully before you. Sometimes, I feel incapable of dealing with everything I carry inside me. Mixed emotions, difficult memories, decisions that weigh heavily. But you, with your eternal wisdom, know how to deal with each of these parts. You know how to restore, how to transform, how to soothe. You know the wounds and also know how to treat them with care. You understand the deepest desires, and you know how to guide me with firmness and love. I don't need to fear the days when I'm confused, because you don't get confused. I don't need to fear the moments when I don't know what to ask for, because you already know what I need. You know me more than any words could explain, and because of that, I can rest. I can take a deep breath and surrender to you even what I don't know how to name. Because you understand, welcome, transform. Thank you for being the one who not only observes me, but who truly understands me. Thank you for being the one who sees me completely and loves me, not in spite of it, but precisely because of it. You are the one who knows the secrets of my heart and understands what I don't even know how to express. Father, you are the one who gave me my first breath when I opened my eyes to this world, and you continue to be the one who silently grants me air each new morning. My breathing is not a matter of chance. It is not the product of luck. It is not the result of biological routine alone. It is a gift. It is your gift. It is an expression of your constant care. When the sun rises on the horizon and the light fills my room, it is not just another ordinary day. It is another chance, another opportunity that I receive to live, to grow, to start over. And all of this comes from you. There are times when I wake up without energy, without strength, without will. But even on those days, I realize that I am alive. And that in itself is already a sign of your renewed love. You are the one who sustains me when my energy is exhausted. You are the one who renews in me the ability to try again, even when everything seems repetitive or heavy. You are the source from which the strength that drives me flows, even when my own resources seem to dry up. The breath I have now, at this very moment, is a reminder of your care. Every beat of my heart, every cell functioning, every thought that runs through my mind, all of this happens because your will allows it. You are the author of life, and there is not a single detail of my existence that goes unnoticed by you. Even when I sleep, you continue to watch over me. And when I wake up, it is you who allows me to open my eyes and begin again. There are so many mornings when I get up in a hurry, without noticing the beauty of the simple fact of being alive. But today I want to acknowledge it. I want to thank you for this gift that often goes unnoticed. I want to thank you for the breath that flows effortlessly, for the lucidity of the mind, for the mobility of the body, for the ability to feel, think, act. All of this comes from you, and I no longer want to take it for granted. Each new day is an invitation to value the essential. When the circumstances around me try to paralyze me, you lift me up with your silent strength. When the weight of responsibilities threatens to suffocate me, you grant me lightness. You don't necessarily take away the challenges, but you strengthen me to face them. You renew me from within. You reorganize me. You feed me with what I don't always notice, but that keeps me standing. Your strength reaches me where my own hands cannot touch. There are days when I wake up and feel a tiredness that goes beyond the physical. It is an exhaustion that comes from the mind, the heart, the hope. But even on those days, when I put my feet on the ground and take a deep breath, something inside me whispers that there is still a path, and this whisper comes from you. You encourage me when I can no longer find reasons. You push me when my steps falter. You sustain me when my will weakens. It is you who renews my strength with each dawn. No coffee, no routine, no morning habit is more effective than your presence. It is your presence that changes my inner state. It is your presence that prepares me for what is to come. You know me, you know my limits, and yet you grant me the gift of a new beginning. This is grace, this is care, this is generosity. And so, I want to live each day with more attention, more reverence, more gratitude. I want to recognize your hand in every simple detail of my existence. The breath I have is not only for survival, but to honor you with every gesture, with every word, with every choice. I want to breathe consciously, walk with purpose, live with intention. Because being alive is more than just existing, it is an opportunity to grow, to serve, to love. And all of this is only possible because you renew me. You don't give up on me. You offer me new beginnings even when I don't deserve them. You see possibilities in me when I only see limitations. Thank you for not letting me stagnate. Thank you for pushing me forward, even when I resist. Your presence moves me. Your presence strengthens me. Even when my plans don't come true, your strength makes me get out of bed and keep going. Even when things don't go as I expected, your presence assures me that there is still value in continuing. You are the source of my energy, even when everything inside me cries out for a break. I could wake up and simply go about my day as if nothing were special, but not today. Today I want to thank you for this precious breath, for this strength that doesn't come from me. I want to recognize that I am alive because you want me to be. I want to value every step, every breath, every opportunity that the day offers. You are present every morning, and that is enough to make me feel renewed. even on the most difficult days. My Father of mercy, how comforting it is to know that your faithfulness does not depend on my performance or the perfection of my actions. You remain constant, even when I fail, even when my steps deviate from the direction you desire for me. Your presence does not depart when I lose myself in thoughtless choices or when, out of weakness, I fail to do what I know is right. You remain faithful, even when my heart, at many times, reveals itself to be wavering and hesitant. You do not reject me because of my limitations, but you extend your hand to lift me up when I stumble, patiently reminding me that your love is not fleeting, nor conditioned by my virtues. In a world where bonds are easily broken, where trust is broken by small mistakes, and relationships are undone by human failings, your faithfulness stands as a safe haven. When I realize that I have failed you, when I look at myself and see fragility, it is your gaze of compassion that sustains me. You do not turn your face away when I am disappointed with myself, but you remain there, teaching me that true love perseveres even in the face of imperfections. Your faithfulness does not fade with the seasons of life, nor does it waver in the face of my failures, and this encouraged me to always return to the path of sincerity and repentance. You know every intention that springs from my heart, every internal struggle I face, every battle fought between the good I want to do and the mistake I sometimes make, and yet you remain. You do not leave me at the mercy of guilt or discouragement, but you clothe me with hope, inviting me to start over. There is no shame that you do not understand, nor pain that you ignore. Your faithfulness transforms pain into learning and failure into new opportunities for growth. You remind me that each dawn is also a new chance to live better, to walk closer to you. How many times, even after recognizing my faults, have I hesitated to approach you out of shame, because I felt unworthy, because I thought you were tired of me? But even in those moments, you remained, not harshly, but with love, not with condemnation, but with acceptance. You taught me that true love does not give up, that true fidelity is not based on merit, but on the firm decision to stay by someone's side, even when the other person strays. And that is what I find in you. That is what strengthens me. Your fidelity inspires me to be stronger too. It shows me that if you are patient with me, I can also learn to be patient with myself. With your help, I can grow without condemning myself. I can learn without giving up. I can rise without carrying unnecessary weight. Because you do not define me by my faults, but by your promises. You do not hold me back from the past, but push me towards a future of transformation. And in this process, you walk with me, not as someone who points the finger, but as someone who offers a hand. Teach me to live with gratitude for your faithfulness. May I never forget how much I am supported by you, even on days when I don't feel worthy. May I have the courage to face my mistakes, acknowledge them, and seek change, knowing that you do not turn away from me because of them. May I understand that your love remains, not because of who I am, but because of who you are. May I learn, with you, to look at myself with more compassion, and also to look at others with the same gaze that I learned from you. Help me to reflect your faithfulness in my actions. May I know how to forgive as you forgive me. May I know how to remain as you remain. May I know how to love, even when it is difficult, even when the other person fails, because that is the mark of true love, not running away from difficulties, but remaining firm. If you, who are so great, are faithful to me even when I fail, who am I to be impatient with the failures of others? Teach me this path of faithfulness that transforms hearts and restores bonds. And on the days when I feel down, in the moments when I make mistakes again, and my heart is saddened, may your faithfulness comfort me. May I remember everything you have done for me, the times you have lifted me up, the doors you have opened, the words that have renewed me. May I never doubt your love for me, even on my worst days. May I know that, even when everything seems dark, your faithfulness shines like a light that guides me back to you. Thank you for being constant, for not giving up on me, for believing in me when I don't believe in myself, for loving me with patience and steadfastness, for giving me time, space, and direction to change, to grow, to mature. May my life become a reflection of your faithfulness, my eternal support, before your presence that never fails, I recognize how many times I have distanced myself from you due to carelessness, fear, or simply because I thought I could walk on my own. At many times, I have let routine suffocate my awareness of your constant presence, and at other times, I have allowed my failures to convince me that I no longer deserve your gaze. But even when I distanced myself, you did not leave me. There was no silence that was not filled with the gentle whisper of your care. There was no fall that was not accompanied by your patience in waiting for me to get up. And there was no separation that could interrupt the flow of your grace over me. Your grace envelops me, even when I choose paths that do not reflect your will. It does not depend on how much I do right, but on how much you love, and you love deeply, firmly, faithfully. Even when my actions do not honor your goodness, your grace does not withdraw. It remains silent and firm, like an embrace that does not give up, like an invitation that remains open. It is she who calls me back when my heart is lost in distractions. It is she who reaches me when I think I have gone too far. It is your grace that sustains me when I no longer have the strength to approach you on my own. There is something deeply touching in knowing that I do not need to be perfect to be reached by you. You do not wait for me to be impeccable to embrace your love. You do not receive me only when I am strong, but you come to me on my days of weakness. And it is precisely when I feel distant that I realize how precious your presence is. You teach me that grace is not a reward for merits, but an undeserved gift that reveals your essence. There is no barrier that your grace cannot overcome. There is no distance that your presence cannot shorten. You embrace me even when my heart is scattered, and this certainty brings me comfort. In the moments when I looked at myself and saw only flaws, you looked with compassion. When I wanted to give up because I felt incapable, you did not give up on me. Your grace not only reached me, but enveloped me, not as a reminder of what I should be, but as an affirmation that I am loved, even in my process. You did not demand perfection from me before welcoming me. You extended your hand when everything inside me said I was not worthy. Your grace surrounds me with patience, tenderness, and a strength that rebuilds me from within. There are days when I walk away without realizing it. Days when the noise of the world distracts me, and my attention turns to so many other things. And yet, your grace does not give up reminding me of the essential. There's a constancy in your love that resists my forgetfulness. Even when I do not seek you as I should, you remain attentive, ready to welcome me. There is no judgment in your touch. There is acceptance. And this acceptance transforms me. It does not accommodate me in error, but rather pushes me to return, with humility, to your path. Your grace surrounds me with wisdom. It knows the right moment to reach me. You know when to be silent and when to speak. You know when to wait and when to confront me with tenderness. And even when I walk away, even when I stop hearing your voice clearly, your grace calls me back with love. Not with shouts, but with constancy. Not with impositions, but with presence. And it is in this presence that my heart finds rest again. May I never lose the awareness that your grace is with me, even when I feel unworthy. May I learn to recognize your love in the details of everyday life, in the silent moments, in the small memories that touch my heart. May I, even when tiredness or guilt push me away, remember that your grace remains unshakable. May I trust more in who you are than in who I am. Because you are faithful, you are constant, and your grace is greater than any distance I try to create between us. Teach me to value this grace that surrounds me. May I not see it as something banal or automatic, but as the reflection of a love that cannot be measured. May I surrender to the beauty of knowing that I am sustained by something that does not depend on my efforts, but on your goodness. May I walk with more awareness, with more reverence, with more surrender. Because your grace is not a license for carelessness, but strength to live with integrity. It is not permission for error, but hope for a new beginning. It is not an excuse to walk away, but an invitation to return. Thank you for enveloping me with your grace even in my most scattered moments. Even when my thoughts wander, when my actions stray from what you desire. Even when I stop prioritizing your presence, you do not abandon me. Father, amidst the storms that life imposes, when the ground seems to crumble beneath our feet and certainties melt like sand between our fingers, it is your presence that sustains me. You are the one who remains when everything seems to be spiraling out of control. When the structures that I imagined to be solid are shaken, you remain firm, unshakable, reliable. In the moments when I don't know what to do, you support me. On the days when tears fall without explanation, you gather me with tenderness. Even when I can't find the words, you understand me and support me. How many times have I thought that I wouldn't be able to bear the pain, the weight, the losses? And yet, I'm still here, not because of my own strength, but because you didn't allow me to fall beyond what I could bear. You supported me in silence, in details that many times I only realized later. It was you in the unexpected conversations, in the sincere hugs, in the courage that sprang from places I never imagined. You were the one when everything was falling apart, and yet something inside me insisted on continuing. You didn't stop me from experiencing the shocks, but you strengthened me to remain standing while everything around me was falling apart. You are the one who teaches me that resistance is not the absence of pain, but the courage to face pain without losing faith. You are the one who shows me that losses do not nullify purposes, and that the end of a cycle is not the end of the journey. When the world screams that all is lost, you whisper that there is still hope. When fear tries to take over, you cover me with your peace. Sometimes, what falls apart is not visible. It is the emotions, the plans, the inner stability. It is the confused thoughts, the silent anguish, the feeling of being adrift. And it is exactly in these moments when no one is looking that I most notice your strength sustaining me. You are the one who keeps me standing when no one understands what I am going through. You are the one who holds me by the invisible hands of faith, preventing me from giving up on myself. There are days when my body keeps going, but my soul wants to stop. There are nights when everything inside me cries out for relief, for meaning, for direction. And in those moments, you don't come with ready-made formulas, but with your presence. You don't offer empty explanations, but comfort. You support me not only with promises, but with action. You act in silence, behind the scenes of my pain, supporting each step I take, even when I'm trembling, even when I'm hesitant. When fear paralyzes me, you encourage me. When pain blinds me, you guide me. When anger hardens me, you soften me inside. You don't let me fall into the abyss of hopelessness. Your hand reaches me even in the depths of my anguish. Even when I no longer believed in a way out, you were the one who opened the way. Even when everything said it's over, you insisted on saying it's not over yet. You teach me that falling apart is not the end. It's part of the rebuilding process. And every time something fell apart in my life, you transformed it into an opportunity to start over. Even the deepest pains became seeds of something new. You supported me not only to survive, but to keep growing, and this teaches me to trust. Because even when I didn't see any meaning, you were already working on what would come next. I remember every moment when I thought it was the end and it wasn't. Because you were there, you lifted me up with words that came at the right time. You wrapped me up with care, even when I didn't ask. And once again, I followed. Once again, you have proven to me that I am not alone. Your faithfulness does not depend on my strength, but on your decision to stay by my side. And that changes everything. It gives me security. You are the one who transforms ruins into firmer foundations. You are the one who picks up the pieces and builds something even more beautiful. Every situation that seemed to destroy me has become, in your hands, a turning point. I am a witness that you sustain me. Because I am here, writing, breathing, living, even after the most difficult days. And all of this is proof that your hand has not let go of me. Thank you for being my support when my structures fail. Thank you for not giving up on me when everything in me wanted to give up. Thank you for being the one who remains, even when all resources are exhausted. You are the rock on which I can lean. You are the foundation that does not move. And it is on this foundation that I want to continue building my life. Even if the world around me collapses, I know that I can trust you. There are times when words run out, when strength fails, when the only sincere expression left is silence punctuated by tears. In those moments, you make yourself present in such a delicate and profound way that even crying finds rest. You dry my tears not in a hurry, but with compassion. You don't scold me for crying. You don't demand immediate strength from me. You just stay. And in that silent permanence, something inside me begins to calm down. There are pains that I can't explain, memories that tighten my chest in a way that I can barely name. But even so, you understand. You look at me without judgment, with a care that goes beyond human comprehension. When my chest tightens and anguish seems to take over, you envelop me with your peace and give me back the breath that I thought I had lost. You are the one who knows what to say, even when you say nothing. Your comfort doesn't come through speeches, but through presence. You calm without needing noise. I remember nights when I cried without knowing exactly why. The weight of life, the fear of tomorrow, the longing for what has passed, the pain of what never was. And there, in the darkness of the room and of my soul, I felt your company. There was no explanation, there was no immediate solution, but there was comfort, and that was enough. You touched my heart in a way that no one else could. And it is this touch, this silent care, that sustains me to this day. You are the one who collects each tear as if it were valuable. You do not despise my pain, you do not diminish my suffering. You value each sincere emotion, each tear that falls, because you know that there is truth there, that there is surrender, that there is vulnerability. And you do not reject those who open up genuinely. You welcome, you receive, you comfort. And in this welcoming, you begin to heal what is wounded. You touch what is hurt and breathe hope into the places where discouragement has taken up residence. How many times have I tried to appear strong when, in fact, I was broken inside? How many times have I smiled at others while inside I was falling apart? And even in these disguises, you saw me completely. You saw the tears that no one else saw. You heard the screams muffled by routine. And even when no one noticed, you were with me. You wiped my tears, even those that never fell, but were held back inside my chest. There is comfort in your silent actions. There is comfort in the simple fact of knowing that I am not alone in my pain. And more than that, knowing that you care, knowing that you feel with me, that you share my suffering. This makes me lighter. This helps me to move on. Your compassion reaches me so completely that even the oldest wounds begin to lose their strength. You do not erase the past, but you help me to look at it with less pain and more understanding. Even in the losses that I do not know how to overcome, you offer me comfort. You show me that there is still beauty to be experienced, that there are still reasons to take a deep breath and carry on. You reveal to me that mourning does not need to paralyze me, that longing can coexist with hope, and that pain can be embraced without consuming me. You dry my tears carefully and teach me to look ahead with a softer gaze and more peace in my heart. You welcome me even when my faith wavers. You do not wait for me to be whole to console me. You welcome me just the way I am, fragile, tired, confused. And little by little, you rebuild what the pain tried to destroy. You restore the parts that suffering has worn away. Your consolation is like a balm that not only soothes, but also renews. It is like a gentle breeze after a storm, reminding me that there is still life beyond the pain. I no longer want to hide my suffering. I no longer want to pretend that I am always fine, because now I know that I can trust you even in my most fragile moments. You don't walk away when I cry. On the contrary, you come even closer. You support me gently. You offer me silence when I need to be quiet, words when I need to listen, and presence when I just need to not be alone. Your company comforts me more than any answer. Thank you for being the one who not only sees my tears, but welcomes them. Thank you for being the one who understands the weight of what I feel, even when I don't know how to express it. Thank you for holding me when life demands more than I can give. Thank you for reminding me that I don't need to be strong all the time, because you are here, supporting what I can no longer carry. You are my comfort when everything around me seems too heavy. There are times when darkness seems to take over everything. Thoughts become heavy, the heart is filled with uncertainty, and the days lose their brightness. It is like walking through an endless night, where each step requires effort and each decision becomes a challenge. In these moments, when even the light of hope seems to have gone out, you arrive with your silent presence, restoring what seemed lost in me. You renew my hope when everything around me announces the opposite. It is not uncommon for there to be days when I look around and find no way out. Circumstances scream, problems pile up, and my mind begins to believe that there is nothing left to hope for. It is at this point, when the darkness becomes denser, that I perceive your light emerging. A light that does not come from outside, but that springs from within, planted by you, sustained by your faithfulness. Even when my physical eyes cannot see a solution, you feed the spark of faith deep within me. Sometimes it is a thought that arrives as an answer. Other times it is a simple gesture coming from someone unexpected. On certain days, it is just the silent certainty that I am not alone. You use different paths to rekindle in me that which was almost extinguished. You breathe hope into discouragement. You bring relief when the burden seems unbearable. You show me that, even in the midst of darkness, there is still a purpose. Hope does not mean the absence of pain, but the conviction that it will not be eternal. And that is what you teach me. You reveal to me that the night may be long, but it will not be forever. You show me that tears may last for a while, but they do not cancel out the smiles that will come. You teach me to wait patiently, to trust in the invisible, to rest in the right time of your actions. And this renews my breath, even when I no longer have the strength on my own. You invite me not to give up, even when the desire to stop is great. You give me encouragement when I think I have already given my all. You remind me that what I am experiencing now does not define what I will experience later. There's something in me that grows stronger just knowing that you are still writing my story. And as long as this story is in your hands, I know that there will be hope, no matter how dark the phase may seem. Your light is not like the artificial lights that flicker and go out. Your light is constant, serene, and safe. It does not blind me, but guides me. It does not confuse me, but guides me. You do not rush my steps, but walk with me patiently. At each dawn, even when the sky is cloudy, you plant in my heart the seed of something new. And it is this certainty that keeps me walking, that you are with me, and therefore, I can wait with confidence. When everything seems dark, you give me inner vision. You help me see beyond what my eyes show. You lead me to realize that even in silence, there is movement. That even in waiting, there is construction. That even in emptiness, there is presence, your presence. You encourage me to look beyond circumstances. You train me to see with faith and not just with reason. You remind me that nothing is beyond your reach.